Episode 11 of Chronication Spirits Week. Before we begin tonight, I have some very exciting news. I got a phone call earlier today, and this little production now has a sponsor. That's right. Our good friends at Barrel 131 have graciously decided to sponsor a couple episodes of Chronication Spirits Week. What this means is that we're going to be able to continue this for a few more days at least. They sent me a whole box of spirits. That's right, I got free bourbon. Woohoo! So all the reviews are mine. That has nothing to do with 131, so please keep that in mind. But let's take a moment and talk about that for a second. Barrel 131 is a locally owned family business. This is a very trying time. Let's give them some love, please. They are our local source for good spirits. They are local, and they need all the help they can get during this very trying time in our society. So while their tasting room is not open for us to go sit and enjoy this together, they do a pickup sales. So give them a call, order a bottle, whether wine or bourbon if you'd like, and help out our friends at Barrel 131. So tonight, we're going to do one of the spirits that they sent me. Tonight, we're going to look at one of the most an offering from one of the most famous distilleries and distiller teams in all of Kentucky. We are looking at Russell's Reserve 10-year straight bourbon. This is from Wild Turkey, and the father and son master distilling team of Eddie and Jimmy Russell. I don't think there's a bigger name in bourbon out there other than a Beam or maybe something from the Buffalo Trace, like a Taylor or Stag, perhaps. But guys, the Russells, they are the real deal. This is a straight bourbon whiskey. We'll talk about what straight bourbon means a little bit later. But it's also a small batch, and this consists of barrels that have been hand-selected by the Russells for their personal taste profile, aged for a minimum of 10 years. That's right, this is a 10-year bourbon. And it's going to be bottled at 90 proof. So, this Russell's Reserve, like all their other spirits at Wild Turkey, uses the standard Wild Turkey mash bill as well. And that's right at 75% corn with 13% rye, 12% malted barley. So we should expect a very sweet and spicy taste here. High corn, lots of sugar, the spice from that 13% rye. So let's go ahead and take a look at this in the glass. It's a very nice, great amber color. I don't know if you can see the sugar line, but it's a really good thick line. It's got really thick legs coming down. Looks like a really great a bourbon in the glass. On the nose. The nose has a lot of those things that I really like about bourbons. I like the sweet smells of that rich caramel and vanilla creams. I like the aged oak smells. I even like, and I know this is weird, but hey, it's me. I like the warm leather. The warm leather smells really come through on this. All right, on the palate with the taste. Two things I noticed right off the bat. The first, it's a thinner bourbon. It's not very viscous. I like a little bit more of a thicker mouthfeel here. A little more oily taste, maybe, perhaps. But the second thing I really notice is a huge burst of that caramel and vanilla cream really popping. I think the caramel even overpowers the vanilla on this. The next thing I really notice is I get a little grain flavor here. It's definitely a grain forward bourbon. This is not a bad thing. It's just the taste. That grain, I would pick up the rye really quick and the corn, of course. 75% corn, you're going to taste a little bit of corn in there. Finally, that finish. The finish is where the rye really shows up. You got a really nice little burn. It fades to that classic note of vanilla and caramel. For a 90 proofer, this is a really good warm chest feel. If you've been following along the last couple of nights, I've complained that maybe they didn't have a deep enough chest feel to it. I don't get that good warm Kentucky hug. This Russell's Reserve really provides that. This is a really good bourbon. On the Karl scale, what are we going to rate this tonight? I would say this is a solid 4.25 stars on the Karl scale. The only thing that would hold this back from being a 4.5 or even a 5 is I want a deeper, thicker, more viscous mouthfeel. I want more finish notes. It's a little light on the finish, I think, even though that rise there, I want more of that caramel to really linger, and it does not. What I like about this is bourbon is a good example of what age and proof do for bourbon. Remember, this is the exact same mash bill as a Wild Turkey 101, which is a $20 bottle of bourbon. This is aged longer, 10 years, versus a 4, roughly, with less proof. Obviously, 101 is 101 proof. This is only 90. So I'd like to see this proof go up a little bit, and I think those things that I'm complaining about would really disappear very quickly. For me, a good compromise between these two, between a Russell's and a 101, is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. You get the higher proof, you get those deeper flavors. So, guys, I want to thank 131, Barrel 131, for sponsoring us again tonight. And I hope everyone is happy and safe on this beautiful day. And as always, peace and happy pours.